Las Vegas Hilton. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! In the blue corner, wearing black, weighing 237 pounds, he brings a professional record of 28 victories, 20 by knockout, against 6 losses. This evening he plans a return to glory by proving his victory over 2.5 years ago against the man he now faces was not a fluke. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, introducing the WBC #2 ranked heavyweight contender, the former WBC World Heavyweight Champion, the Atomic Bull, Oliver McCall. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing white trimmed with the Union Jack, weighing 251 pounds. He's a 1988 Olympic gold medal winner who now, as a professional, has a record of 29 victories, 24 by knockout with only 1 defeat. And tonight, he has the chance to regain this title by avenging that lone loss on his record. From East London, England, presenting the #1 ranked WBC heavyweight contender, former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Hey, no, step back. Hey, look.
There you go.
Now, just a minute.
There you go, that's right.
Oh, wait a minute, Greg. Manny, if he goes right there, I'm not going to call it low, all right?
No problem.
We've already gone through the instruction. This is for the title. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions from Mr. Lewis's corner?
No problem, no question.
Mr. McCall's corner. Let's get it on.
Mike Tyson knocked out Trevor Berbick to become the youngest heavyweight champion ever. That was here. Julio Cesar Chavez's dramatic 12th round KO of Meldrick Taylor behind on the scorecards. That was here as well. Round 1 begins. Emmanuel Stewart said that he expected Lewis. 251 doesn't look bad on him.
Well, he's got a great body. There's no doubt about that. He can conceal it. Trunks are a little high.
When you have that much reach, Lewis can have Oliver McCall slinging in.
Round 1, kind of a feeling out round for Lewis. McCall made some noise early and has been largely acquiescent in the last 2 minutes of the round.
McCall got to be patient, of course. He's going to be a little reluctant because of the earlier fight in that right hand. Let this guy rush him. His corner told him to charge, Lewis, but you never want to follow and charge or punch you around. That's when you get yourself hurt.
He backs up and leaves himself open.
Hard right hand by Lewis. And he just misses an uppercut that might have done even more damage. So Lennox Lewis begins to throw the right and takes advantage of the charging McCall with that uppercut.
Yes, on this occasion, rather than backing up, he threw the uppercut when McCall was charging him.
And McCall ducks his head and looks away as Lewis misses over his right hand.
Come on, let him go. Get off that hand, come on.
Lewis suddenly finding something with the uppercut here in the 2nd round. That's going to slow down McCall's charges, although here McCall gets to him with a left and a right.
Let him go, come on.
But aside from those moments, he's getting the better of Oliver.
Now, this is what you call backing up. Lewis is doing a good job of backing up. Really, you call when he was running backwards. That's not backing up. But he's fighting a good fight, moving backwards.
Another uppercut lands in there for Lewis. Finding, as George Foreman points out, opportunities to box effectively.
Yeah, that's what he want to do, is to box, move around, save his power for when he sees something perfect. Oliver McCall has got to mix it up and make this boy get wild with him. If he can make Lewis get wild, then he can get that right hand in again.
But as long as Lewis is able to stand flat-footed, flick the jab, and keep McCall at a distance like this, there isn't much Oliver can do.
That's true. 3 minutes goes by real quick. You got to remember, Oliver McCall was a bit smaller the first time they fought, so that right hand was delivered a lot quicker.
Be interesting to see what kind of stamina McCall has tonight if this goes into the later rounds. Remember, he was in rehab for one of his multiple substance abuse problems at the beginning of his training camp. Lewis now landing hard right hands from over the top behind the jab.
Now Lewis, if he wants, he can just do that all night. Why change anything? McCall is doing the acting job because he can't do anything else.
McCall starting to look around and mug for the crowd as though he's either bored or frustrated. One thing he's not doing for the moment is winning rounds.
He's hardly fighting right now.
He has so much confidence in his stamina. He's been in with some of the good boxers before, and later on, they wear down.
Good combination by Lewis. Left hook and a right hand over the top. McCall dancing as if to say, you can't hurt me. But Lewis is piling up points easily against a too passive Oliver McCall.
That's what you want your fighter to do. Win every round. If a knockout comes, good.
That was almost a 2-point. McCall is doing a very strange thing here, folks.
He's walking around.
He's wandering around the ring. He hasn't gone to his corner, and he's trying to figure out what's gone wrong, why he's not into this fight. The people in his corner are looking at him and wondering what's going on.
And you can see the disgust on George Benton's face.
I wonder if that's against the rules or not. Harold, you know anything about that?
You're supposed to stay in the corner, George, but I tell you the truth, he doesn't have to sit down. You don't sit down, for example. But you are supposed to stay in the corner. You can't wander out into the middle of the ring. The referee should have definitely got it back to a corner.
Oliver McCall threw a total of 15 punches, according to our punch stat numbers in round number 3. And here he takes a hard right hand to begin the 4th. So whether McCall is disgusted with himself, his corner, the referee, Lennox Lewis, the whole occupation of boxing, who knows? Lewis seems unsure what to do as McCall occasionally looks away from him and invites him to attack. This is a bizarre scene. Bizarre scene. What should Lewis do, George?
Well, you got to stay within the rules. Don't break any rules by hitting your guy behind the back or something like that. Then you can get yourself in trouble.
It looks like he's quitting, and I'm surprised that Mills Lane, in his 19th heavyweight championship fight, hasn't gone over and said something to him about, you got to fight. Oliver, you got to fight. That's what Mills should be saying to him, because he's not doing anything. This is one of the strangest things I've ever seen in a championship fight.
Well, on Tuesday of this week.
And he's shaking his head at George as if to say, there's something wrong, I got nothing here. Unless he's playing the greatest game of possum I ever saw.
Right hand by Lewis. McCall able to take it, even though he had his hands down. It's got to be a difficult thing for Lewis. He's aiming punches at a sitting duck here.
I don't know if the referee should let a fight like this go on. I mean, this is not what audiences...
Yeah, now Mills Lane is going to call time and have a conversation with McCall. McCall has thrown 1 punch in the round. This is a bizarre display. I personally have never seen anything like it. He's not even looking at Lewis as he walks away.
As far as you know.
All right, let's go to Larry Merchant, who's with George Benton in McCall's corner. Larry?
This man's a minus guy.
George, you're saying that you think he snapped in there?
Well, you're watching it. You ever seen anything like this in your life?
Never. Did you see any sign of anything wrong with him during training?
No, never.
Did you see any sign of anything in the dressing room before the fight?
Nothing.
Do you think the referee should stop this fight because he's not fighting back?
I'm in this man's corner. I won't voice no opinion on that. But although you see this man, he's still there. All he's got to do is fight.
Thank you, George.
ring interferes with Oliver McCall's motivation as round 4 closes here.
Jim, I think this fight should be stopped right now.
Yeah, the fight shouldn't go on. I wouldn't want to see.
I mean, this is a farce. What is the old saying? The first time is tragedy. The second time is farce. There's something wrong with Oliver McCall. He's near tears now. He doesn't really want to fight. He's crying in his corner. I've never seen anything like this. He's overwhelmed with some sort of emotion.
Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself, man. Come on, come on, come on. Take some water. Come here.
He doesn't want to fight.
Come on, sit down, sit down, sit down. Come on, come on, sit down, man. Sit down.
Oliver, sit down. Now, you want to fight? What's wrong? Huh? You don't want to fight?
Yeah, you want to fight. Come on, man. Come on, come on.
Seconds out.
Come on, come on.
You can win this fight.
Take this boy out here. Come on. Hey, man. I'm going to fight this fucker. This is for your daughter, man. Take this guy out here.
You heard Mills Lane say, do you want to fight? Reluctantly, it seems, he said yes, but it doesn't show on his face.
McCall's share of tonight's purse amounts to close to $3 million.
If I was in the commission here, I would hold that purse up. This is a disgrace. It's almost like you're watching a man come apart at the seams.
Well, in a life filled with crises, Oliver McCall is having one right now before the eyes of the world, and it's placed Lennox Lewis in an awfully difficult and awkward position. Lewis doing what he has to do.
This isn't right.
You wonder how much longer Mills Lane will allow this to go on, and that's going to be it.
Well, I've seen some strange things in boxing. That is surely one of the strange.
Executive Director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission joins us now at ringside. Mark, your take on what you just saw.
We are going to hold up his purse. We are not going to let him cash his letter of credit. We're very upset with what happened. We'll have a full investigation. He will not get paid tonight.
It did not appear as though he wanted to fight.
That is correct. We're very upset.
Thank you very much, Mark. So now Larry Merchant goes into the ring, and George, that was painful.
Yeah, but this guy's had a painful life for the last few moments. He's been under counseling for drugs, and believe me, there's a lot of young people in that fix, in the same fix he's in. Someone's going to have to help him.
The last thing he needs in his life is the pressure of boxing right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, and the crowd is cheering, and I wanted to just get up there and embrace him and let him know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, because where do you go from here?
Let's hope he can continue to pursue the path of religion in which he now believes, and that can be the reconstructive mechanism in his life.
Yeah, believe me, there are a group of people in this country who's in this.